Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Naelah Alshorbaji. I'm your Miss Philippines Earth 2021. I'm half Filipino, half Syrian, certified climate justice leader, and a staunch advocate for precious plastic and mental health. So when I was younger, I grew up in Syria. I had an understanding about what our relationship with nature is due to being exposed to our farm. If we take care of it, it rewards us with fruits, gives us shade, clean air, and many other things. So we got our milk from glass bottles, yogurts in metal buckets, eggs in bags, and our fruits came in crates, not in a million tiny pieces of plastic. We never went to the same kind of grocery shops that we see here in the Philippines. When we would want to shop, we would go to fresh markets where we shop locally from vendors. And when I left Syria about 11 years ago, I moved to Manila, Philippines, due to the situation that was happening there. And I wasn't used to the intensely urbanized quality of living. What I particularly mean is going to the grocery store and everything either being pre-cut, wrapped in small plastic, pre-packaged in small plastic pieces. The Philippines happens to suffer by many major human-caused environmental degradation, which Fiona and Raf tackled upon, and which you may already know about, but I just want to say it again. Some examples are air pollution, loss of agricultural land, deforestation, soil erosion, and water pollution. So I personally felt so helpless and scared, and I didn't want to be a part of the problem anymore. Other than reducing my own personal waste, making eco bricks and bokashi and all these other things, I ended up being introduced to precious plastic in 2018. I knew it'd be something that could help in a way that rethinks our trash and could benefit economically speaking. After winning Miss Parañaque in 2019, that was the project that I introduced to my barangay. Then I reached out to the local precious plastic representative and was able to talk to and work with Butte from Precious Plastic Philippines. I joined and ended up winning Miss Philippines Earth to earn a greater platform to speak and enlighten people about this very problem. And it constantly baffles me that the only living species that creates non-biodegradable waste is us, yet we are considered the wisest. And I'm really, really happy to see many people who advocate for no to single-use movement, but I don't think that's where the plastic problem ends. On the other side of the story, I really think that we should find ways to reduce the plastic trash that is currently in circulation. So World Art Bank said, if I'm not mistaken, last March, that we only recycle 28% of key resin plastic in the Philippines, which is wasted opportunity for us to maximize our resources and creating ways for us to achieve circular economy. So what Precious Plastic is a company where you can recycle plastic waste and give them new life. From bottles and scrap plastic to chairs, table, benches, toys, jewelry, anything you could think of that could come out of a mold. And that's why my saying for it is, if there's a mold, there's a way. So Precious Plastic has about 4 or 5 different machines for you to choose, depending on what you're planning to make. So they have machines for people who want to buy it for themselves, and they have machines for companies who would like to get it on a greater scale. So when the world shows you fear of the future, I believe companies like these, where you can be creative and it brings joy to the movement, is very, very necessary. And I hope this project spreads like wildfire across the country, and hopefully we can have a Philippines where recycling is easy and convenient option. So I hope we get there one day. So let's watch a precious plastic video right now.
This bottle is made from plastic. Actually, a lot of things we have are made from plastic. It's used everywhere, but it also ends up everywhere, damaging our planet. Which is weird. It's a precious material laying around everywhere, for free. We could also turn this waste into something new. Unfortunately, we haven't got the machines to do this ourselves. They're only for the big boys. So I guess by now you are quite aware of this big plastic waste problem. But all of this isn't really waste. With some love and care, the right machines, and with the right techniques, you will see that it's a precious material. This new precious material can be turned into big colorful sheets to make stuff with, a brick to construct walls, small functional objects, or fancy furniture. We, the precious plastic community, develop tools and machines to recycle plastic. And we've been doing that for 6 years, open source for free. And now it's time to take it to the next level. And we all need to work together fighting this massive problem. But how do we start? First, we need you to collect, clean and remove the label of your own plastic waste. And then bring it to a local precious plastic collection point. If you don't have a collection point or recycling community in your area, you can start your own recycling business and grow the community. So all of these tools, machines, people, infrastructure is part of what we call the precious plastic universe. It's a master plan for an alternative recycling system around the world. So machines are a crucial part for the universe to work because they actually allow people to turn their plastic waste into a new plastic product. And with this new version, we made bigger, better, more efficient machines, so they really allow people to recycle more plastic on a daily basis.
The starter kits are like the Kickstarter of the precious plastic universe. A compressed package of information and tools for people to download online and start.
And for version 4, we created a set of business tools to help people in the universe be successful with their recycling projects. So people can start to make money and recycle plastic full-time as their job.
And our digital tools and platforms will help to connect thousands of recycling entrepreneurs around the world, collaborating and helping each other to fight plastic waste from many multiple angles.
So if you guys want to support, you can go to support.preciousplastic.com and see how you can help us out. For now, thanks for watching, and I think I'm going to clean up all this mess in here. Oh, and make sure to actually watch our promo video and share it around. This is very powerful for the project. So, yeah.
So now we're going to call on Butte from Precious Plastic Philippines for some questions, if anybody has any.
Naelah, sorry, before we call on Butte, I just wanted to ask you, when is Miss Philippines Earth going to happen?
So,
or has it happened?
We're currently in the competition. It's happening virtually. And the coronation night is going to be November 21.
November 21. So how can we support you in this?
So you guys can follow my page. Hopefully you guys can support me there, as well as going to Miss Earth on Facebook, on Instagram. So you can keep track of it there.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Please support Naelah. And Naelah, you are going to be introducing Butte Metz. So continue.
So now we're going to call on Butte Metz from Precious Plastic Philippines for anybody to ask any questions. Sorry.
Okay.
Butte
Hi,
here.
Butte. Yep, I see him. I see him on the live stream.
Hi guys, thank you for the introduction. Just to add a few things from our video, because we've been involved in so many different things over the last couple of years that it's hard to condense down into just a very a very short little video. So some of the previous presenters brought up some things about the sachets, and we've been working on a process. So the video, the last part of it was done in our shop, and we've come up with a way to process mixed plastics, sachets, bags, packaging materials, foams, stuff like that, into plastic pellets, which we then extrude and can make those plastic pots, lumber, and also the plastic bricks for building. Recently, we also had a university in Germany do the engineering study and feasibility study for the precious plastic bricks. So the best way to find out information on that is just to do a quick Google search, precious plastic brick, and you'll see all the videos come out on that. So if anyone has any questions.
Yes, guys, actually, I've been looking at precious plastics for a while. It's amazing. You can purchase the equipment from them, but they also have some videos up on how you can make them yourselves. So this isn't just trying to make money. This is really enforcing and trying to encourage people to have their own solutions. And if you guys could imagine, what if every municipality had something like this? Like, I really think that would be the goal.
Yeah, that's correct. Another thing we didn't mention in the video is we are PhilJEPs registered, so we can do government procurement. We're also registered with UNDP as a supplier there. We do work with NGOs all over the Philippines, and we've built and shipped several hundred plastic shredders in the last 3 years. And we have put up, I've lost count how many precious plastic workshops we've supplied machinery for, but we literally have machines from Cagayan de Tigigaraw to Zamboanga and everywhere in between.
Amazing. We have a question from someone. What are the most practical products to create using the upcycled plastics that you think will sell in the market?
Couple things. I would say, well, that's a let me rewind a bit. That's a bit of a loaded question. Depending on how much money that one would invest. So we have a entry-level type machines, which are I call it the tricycle version. So basically the same investment as purchasing a tricycle will get you a shredder and a molder and 1 or 2 molds. And then it goes on up to more industrial stuff. Our biggest plastic extrusion machine right now is 7.5 horsepower and produces in excess of 20 kilos per hour of plastic molded parts. Mostly that would be used for making plastic beams or plastic lumber. Our shredders, we've built all the way up to right now, I think 20 horsepower plastic shredders. So yeah, we kind of do a little bit of everything in between. We're also been experimenting with pelletizing and recycling these bags and sachets. So we have developed a system where we could we take clean sachets or moderately clean sachets, and we shred them. We use a vacuum collection system with a filter bag for the microplastics because we just don't want to be breathing that stuff in. Once we gather all that plastic, the shredded plastic, it doesn't feed into the extrusion machine very well. So we developed a pelletizing system that takes those really fluffy, loose pellets of plastic or flakes of plastic and turns them into nice, solid granules of plastic without a whole lot of dust. And then from there, then they get fed into a extrusion machine. So it's kind of a mixed plastic. I wouldn't be using it for anything super structural, but as far as using it for decking, like a deck or some outdoor furniture, things like that, it's perfectly fine. We also have been experimenting with increasing the lifespan of these recycled products as far as UV resistance, with the additions of charcoal and zinc oxide for mold resistance and for the sun.
I just remembered that I have a friend, his name is Ron Lorenzana, and he said that he was using your machines in Bel Air. He made these he made like these little plant pots from HDPE bottle caps, and he said he dropped it down several from a high, and it didn't break. He said it bounced, and that was it.
Oh yeah, the plant pod that you saw in the video, we can literally use it as a jack stand of our truck. They are exceedingly strong. With the strength of the output, I guess you would say, of our material, a lot of it depends on how well we wash it. If we run straight plastic with a lot of dirt in it, obviously it's not as strong as going through a washing process with that. But also that washing process might make a stronger plant pot, but on the other hand, we waste a lot of water. It drives up the cost, and in both labor and materials and time. So a lot of time we're kind of focusing on taking the raw, straight scrap plastic from the junk shop and or from where people have collected, and turning it into usable things with the least amount of steps.
Yeah, that's amazing. Guys, you really need to look up. Just give it a Google, Precious Plastics. I've been checking out a lot of their videos. You can make anything. You can get super creative, and it can turn out into a business for you, not only a way to earn, but also you're helping, right? We do have a follow-up question. Is there a way to capture the exhaust from the melting or heating of the plastic? And yeah.
Well, when we melt and heat the plastic, we do not get a exhaust. If we're getting an exhaust, that means that you're overheating the plastic and it's breaking down. Some plastics do emit some VOCs, volatile compounds like ABS. We do not work with ABS. It's just, I don't like the smell of it. It basically smells like ABS when you're 3D printing. But as far as the LDPE, the polyethylenes, polypropylenes, the most smell that you're going to have would be something like similar to a candle, a paraffin candle. There's really very little odor with it, unless, of course, you have a contaminated plastic with, some soaps or some perfumes or some sugars or something like that in it.
Very cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can make 3D printer filament from the extrusion machine. Is that correct?
It is possible. It's not something I recommend. The issue with it is very technically challenging to get those super high tolerances, and you have big giant corporations doing this, and even they have a lot of money invested, and it's very difficult to produce a quality product. The 3D printer guys are demanding. It's not something I would recommend, the 3D printer filament.
All right. But, like with your machines, I see that you can actually, you have the molds anyway. It really is, me and a few surfers were looking at trying to make some surfboard fins out of it. So that's something we are going to get on to next year, which I'm super excited about. And by the way, guys, the Lighthouse Legacy Foundation is using one of their shredders donated by Plastic Solutions. So shout out to Fiona and Raph for that. So yeah, do we have any more questions, guys?
Well, we do have a demo workshop in QC at the Thames International School. It's the Remaker space. So if anyone wants to, try some machines and kind of explore some things or try some ideas before you spend a whole bunch of money. They're the version 3 machines. They're not quite. They're about 2 years now, 2 years old. So we have progressed since then, but they will make things. You can book some space. Just go on the Remaker space on Facebook, and Pia will you just talk to her and she will do the book the time, and someone will be there. They're at the Thames International School in QC. It's just right behind Eastwood.
Okay, cool. Okay, we have one more question. Do you have any plans to do to create any technology to turn the plastic into fuel?
We are not really involved with pyrolysis. I have so many things on my plate already, and that's kind of Andre's thing. Also, I do have concerns with running afoul with DENR and the Clean Air Act. So it's really not something I want to get involved with at this time.
We actually had Andre on yesterday, the day one of the environmental summit, to talk about pyrolysis. It was a pretty interesting topic. Still very early, but really something that we could look into. Any other? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The tech is really viable. If I was king of the world, so to speak, if I was the guy, if I was the guy doing that, I would use existing pelletizing technology. It's called plastic agglomeration, and where they take the fluff plastics like the bags, the sachets, all the stuff that's not really recyclable now or really processed, convert it into pellets and use it as feedstock straight back into the oil refinery. That would be probably the second best way I could come up with for pyrolysis is a feedstock straight back into the refinery, because it comes out of the refinery already. They already have the technology. They already have the catalyst, the everything to heat it, to process it, all the materials handling. Everything's there already at a refinery. It's one small step to go back from the pellets and feed it straight back into the refinery and turn it into fuel, new plastic, whatever all the 10 million things that come out of there that make modern life possible.
Great. Okay, I have a question for Naelah. Naelah, you get involved. You've tried all of these machines, correct?
I haven't able to try all of them, but I have been to the shop and tested out the final products from them, and I've seen each and every single one of the machines.
Wow, I would love that. What is your favorite product you've seen?
So my favorite product that I like from their shop would probably be the chairs, because it's, you could always present it to the barangay, because that was my goal with precious plastic. So I wanted to show them that, look, this is something that you could do within Merville, because we're trying to open a school within Merville. So I'm like, okay, so you don't need to buy the chairs anymore. You can just create it from recycled plastic. You can create the desk. You can create everything that you need. All you need to do is buy these machines, and it would help you guys eternally, economically speaking and environmentally speaking.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
Regarding the chairs, we do have a municipality in Pangasinan that is they basically took over their multi-purpose court, and they're currently in the process of turning 10 tons of waste plastic into plastic furniture with one of our extrusion machines.
Yeah, I am a huge fan, honestly. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited to get onto that. we have a question for Naelah. Does Miss Earth plan to advocate seed saving?
Excuse me?
Or does Miss Earth, do you plan to advocate seed saving or encourage or organize beach cleanups?
Yes,
So
they usually do organize a lot of beach cleanups, but as of the moment, Miss Earth and the pageants are all virtually done because of what's happening with the pandemic. So we don't really get to see each other because we have to stay safely away from each other for now. But usually they would arrange a lot of events like these.
Amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. I'm going to be rooting for you. Butte, thank you so much for your time. If we don't have any other questions, I think we can move along. But again, Butte, Naelah, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm super excited on, seeing where this is going to go. Yeah, all right. Okay, so we have next a video for Miss Earth. Guys, again, I hope you show your support to Naelah. It's gonna be amazing.
So yeah, before we show the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a piece that I worked on for my talent portion, which is presented internationally for the pageant. It's called A Mother's Plea, Save Me, where I embody Mother Earth, and it's basically activism through the arts. So I hope you guys like it.
A deadly inferno like no other.
Pollution contributed to the deaths of about 9 million threat comes from
now has the worst air quality on the planet.
Greed, convenience, entitlement. Over the years, it has become clear to me that humans are all these and more. Compassion for the weak, respect for all life. All you have to do is look around to see the so-called love and respect they have for me. And I see it all. Poison released unseen in the air, multitudes of uncontrollable fires in my forest, mountains of plastic dumped carelessly in seas, rivers, and oceans, millions of trees cut down every single day. All I wanted was for all my creations to live in harmony with each other. Is that too much to ask? As I sit on this throne with all creations growing weaker and dying day by day, I wonder, is this the end? Humans have started the wheel of destruction, and now I used to be a mother. They call me a murderer. I used to embody love, but now all humans see is my vengeance. What can I do? This wasn't just me, it was you. All of you who couldn't be bothered to change your ways. You who have lived with your wants and means, but never just your needs. This can't be the end. Can I dare hope that some can sway the many? Can you make things right, even if it means standing up to those in power? There's still time, it's not the end yet. Yes, it's you who felt my pain and my loss. You who heard my cries and felt the guilt, the fear, this desperation. You who can hear this mother's plea. I beg of you, help me. Help me save the only home we will ever have. Save me, save yourselves, save those whom you love. Save this land, save this planet. Save me.